Beck's got it right. Scarecrow only scaring himself. You guys are doing some dumb shit today. I keep getting texts. Hey, can you build a couple eights that handle 1,000 watts each? Yeah, they're at a pawn shop. They're next to the Omega 40K. So just, you can make payments. Go for it. Stop asking for stupid shit. Do your fucking research. Quit being an asshole. Also, if you're trying to impress people, you're doing a bad job of it, all right? Just go buy some fancy brands, right? That's what they promise you, right? JL Audio or Gucci or whatever, Go buy some brands. That's what gets you pussy, right? Or you could just be like the rest of us and just go pay to get a massage for an hour and then fucking come home like a normal person. Jesus Christ. I want to be cool. Well, I'll buy a used BMW. Spike my hair. Go get drunk every night. Fucking idiots. Sorry. I'm just human. I'm like, people use me as a trash can. Or jizz dumpster, whatever. This is a 8-inch that was blown. Or 18-inch, sorry. It came in I think it was a Behringer. I don't know, one of those brands. But dude, the woofer was blown, and the guy sold the whole cabinet for like $50. And so the guy that brought it in, he there's some DJ guys that I support, and you DJ guys, you really need to. I know it sucks, but you got to look at fucking car woofers, because car woofers are more of what you need. When you play that rap or EDM, it's got a lot of bass, and PA woofers cannot keep up. They do not have the excursion. They do not have the power handling. They don't have what you're looking for. So a car woofer does. I don't want to put kicker. Well, fucking put a dust cap over it. Don't be an idiot. I don't want to put power acoustic in this. Whatever. Quit being cheap. Like you'll pay fucking whatever it is, $800 or something, some bullshit for whatever, some Italian brand or whatever bullshit PA driver you think is awesome. They all suck. And just go buy like a good, car woofer, whatever. Even a shitty car woofer like Power Acoustic or Kicker, it's fine. It does fine. I went to a club. What was it, in Tempe? And the guy, it was great too. The guy had like 20,000 fucking watts, man, and he had just filled the ceiling. There's some trendy club on Mill. It's fucking douchebags. And but that's what he did. He's like, I couldn't find any car woofers in 18s that were affordable, so I found, and then they were like the cheapest. I didn't even recognize the brand. And I know all the brands. And he had like, I think it was like 16 or 32 of them, and it fucking sounded great. You couldn't have a conversation in there, right, in the club, but I don't know, that's what he wanted. And then everything was fan cooled, and I was like, he's like, can you help me improve this? I'm like, improve to what? You're already there, dude. Like, I don't know, just, it seems like people are just unreasonable. I don't know what it is. But back to this guy. So for $50 you got the whole thing, and I gave him one of our PA stuff left over from Arizona Audio. I used to import a bunch of stuff for PA guys, and it was a little brand called Arizona Audio. I couldn't keep up with the paperwork, so I just fucking closed it. I was like, it was too much hassle. Which I'm a little worried about with this project about the speaker cones and blackjack audio. I think what we might do is just do mail order for everything out of state, and then for in-state, you just gotta go to Robot. So instead of the blackjack site, so that way, whatever. I just, it's the fucking government. It's like, wait, just get out of my fucking way. Anyways, back to this thing. 18. He needs a single 4-ohm load. The amp in it, I think, is only like 250 watts, which is plenty for most PA setups. Now, the great thing about, let me say this. One of the things that PA guys complain about, PA meaning Pro Audio, one of the things that Pro Audio guys complain about is that the woofers are not sensitive. That's okay, because power is super cheap. So you can run 1,000 watts to a speaker, and it's fine. It doesn't cost you that much. You're buying a fucking iNuke, 6K anyway. So, you know, put one woofer on each channel. Presto, you're golden. Stop complaining. Stop acting like you know what the fuck you're doing. Because if you knew what the fuck you were doing, you wouldn't be blowing woofers. Would you? No, you wouldn't, but you do. And you come see me, and then because you're like, oh, Pat doesn't charge a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I only charge like $180 to recon a PA woofer. But for $20 more, I can sell you a better woofer to begin with. Oh, you don't want that? Oh, you want to recon this and then blow it again and then complain that it was my recon? Oh, okay. Douchebag, that's how you get fucking banned. These fucking demanding pieces of shit. So what I decided on this one, these were the 3 motors that I had picked out for him. So as impressive as this looks, the end result is supposed to be a 4 ohm load. So for this one, I have a dual 6 ohm coils, which are basically dual 8 ohm. So we could run it that way. This one is a junky version of the triple stack, basically quad stack junior, but it's be triple stack. So it's a triple stack 3-inch, which is good, but I like for this I would actually go with the 4-inch coil, this is the Titan motor. It's just a used Titan motor, Hyphonics Titan. The reason why I like the 4-inch is because it has more surface area and allows for more abuse, which is, I know it's going to go into an abusive environment, right? So yeah, I have that extra voice coil area, surface area, to sink away the heat. The other thing I'm going to do is vent below the spider. So I may do this with just spacers here. Basically, you just put vents when you're doing the spacer. I have 1-inch spacers on here. You basically just drill holes ahead of time, and then you put it on, and then I'll bolt the whole thing through it so that it doesn't come off. And then I'll just use the one of the Hyphonics cones, Rockford Fosgate. It's all the same cone, basically. It's just a fat roll. It's like 1.5 inch, maybe 2-inch roll. And it'll look like a car woofer, but it'll fucking perform like a champ. The other thing is that when you use a 4-inch coil with an 8-inch spider, it sort of limits your excursion, which is fine in this case. You kind of want that because you don't really need to go, lots of big oomph. It's going in a large cabinet. It's going to have, limited power to it. Again, what I'm looking for in this application is longevity, so that they can sit there and jam out on it all day long, at a fucking birthday party or whatever it is, wedding, and it'll be fine. That's what I'm looking for. So in this application, I'm going with a 4-inch coil. So 8-inch spider to limit excursion, and then it's just a light paper cone, because we're not doing, well, we might be doing outdoor, so I might do a poly dust cap to keep it dry in case somebody spills their drink or something like on it. Application centric. That's really what custom building should be about. So because when you pay attention to the application, then you can build a better product, right? And so, and you also, the great thing about me is that, or I should say what I offer, is that because I can do this individually, you get a better product than you would anywhere else. So plus I back it up with a 3-year warranty, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm awesome, and I got a big dick, so if you guys are cucks, send your wives over. I'll fuck them. I'll teach you how to fuck them. I think it's a little loud over here with the fans, but this was another triple stack that I jizzed up on the top plate. I'm going to make into an HCCA. Clone / knockoff, whatever. All I do is use the Memphis LVS cone from Lord of Bass, which has the rubber surround, and then I put a big dish dust cap on it, and then I put a HCCA sticker on it. That's it, and then people love it. It's magic. Somebody was asking me today about the JL woofers I posted on OfferUp. I'm doing 10s or 12s, your choice. Only $150 each. You don't get the JL frame, you don't get the JL cone, but you get a JL motor and a dual 4 coil, and a 3-year warranty, which is something JL doesn't provide, even at $800. They're like, no, you want to be in the JL club, you gotta give us some money, whore. So when really, it's like, what's the difference between a, jacking off and a porn star experience? I mean, the memory, right? The memories are great, But, really, the idea is just to empty your prostate. So I really wish society would normalize prostate contractions, just like normalizing a woman's period, or and the products that they have to, buy in order to facilitate that, like what's the difference, right? I think, well, I was watching a promo, actually. I know what the difference is, but it's a rhetorical question. Chris Rock was talking about how women, children, and pets, or dogs especially, are the only things that get unconditional love, no matter what, right? Unconditional, just love. We just love those things, love those, whatever. Men, however, they're only as good as what they can provide. we bear that burden, so it's not fair, but that's the way it's set up. If you don't like it, fucking pay for my dinner. Care about my orgasm. That would be great. I would love it if somebody actually gave a shit about my orgasm or my feelings, right? Considered me. That would be great. Not much of a Sunday sermon, but it's so muggy, and I've been doing maintenance on the compressor this morning. So I finally found the little intake filters. I was like, I don't think these ever been changed. Open them up and they're just like brown. I'm like, I don't think they're supposed to be that color. So some like what is it? I forget, K&N. You're supposed to like wash them and then spray them with oil or something like that. Whatever. I ordered them off Amazon. They were 2 for $20. So I was like, that sounds like a good deal to me. So, but yeah, it's it's fucking wet enough. I gotta saw the magnets for these, but I really need to work on getting orders done. I want to work on Mr. Span's thing today. So this is his. Got to take the tape off. Got to wipe it down, and then I gotta plan it. This is what sucks. I hate this planning shit. I gotta draw like little circles, and then I have to grind away just a little bit, so that's where the epoxy will sit. And I gotta sit there and plan it with like PVC tube, and then it goes clunk, and then there's like a load of jizz right there, a load of devil's jizz, and so it's go 1, 2, and then you do 6 of them. So, and then I gotta prep the top plate, right? I gotta color it same color as this, prep it, and then somehow get that on there shimmed. Ugh, I do not like this. Sorry for the delay, bud, but it's just one of those things that I try to avoid, right? It's like, I don't know, going to your high school reunion and, every whore now wants to have sex with you because now you're successful and you're badass, and, you're not the guy on the back of the fucking trash truck. You're the driver, right? You're the fucking driver. And girls love that, and they want to have sex with you. So, and then you're like, well, it's worse than use of protection. Protection? Nobody uses protection now. And it's like, oh, right? And then it's like, how much is your commitment? And they want to see if you can commit, right? So then you're like, fuck this. You're like, God damn it. It's like doing crack in the 90s all over again. Balls deep in that AIDS butthole. And you got out alive, right? This time, but it's not worth it. Just stay home, jack off. Make a fifi out of a Pringles can. It's fucking great. Fleshlight. Those T1s are going to be rad. So I'm excited about those. I'm already out of spiders. I got more spiders on the ocean coming towards me. These are the Rockford T115s motors. I built them for my buddy Ty, short for Tyrone. He abused them for like a good 3-4 years, and now they're ready to be reconed. And so I'm doing them as this is the quad coil. The gap is kind of thin, but I'm using a copper voice coil instead of aluminum like Rockford did. And I did the quad coil, but I took off 4 layers, and then the last 4 layers I wire in series to single 2 ohm. And so then I double up the leads like that, and then I'll double up the leads of the termination. I think I'm just going to do 8 gauge because nobody really gives a shit if 4 gauge are on here. So just single 8 gauge terminal, probably like recovered from kicker woofers. I love the ones because they got the little dots on them. Little dots. It says coil 1, coil 2. It's cute. What else was I? What else do I have on my chest? Ugh. So every time someone says my chest, I always think of that story. I forget which album it was on. It was on whatever. It was Notorious B.I.G. He was talking about the girl wanted to dump on her chest. Like took a dump on her, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." I don't know. There's just certain words that trigger those thoughts in my head. Like I'll never. I remember the first time I listened to that, I was like, "What?" Like I had no idea. Like I was raised Mormon. Like, don't raise your kids Mormon, really. I mean, don't let them go to like rotten.com or something like that. But just like, there's a balance, right? There's a balance. You can figure out the balance. So, but the e-commerce store. Right now, I'm looking for e-commerce. I'll probably end up going with Bluehost. It seems the best, and they use WooCommerce, which I've heard lots of good things about. So that's probably going to be the Blackjack Audio site. And then what I'm basically going to do, I got to figure it out. I guess I'm going to pay off my debt pretty quick. Right now, I owe Larry like almost $7,000, and then I owe Edge like $6,000. So, but I think I'll be able to clear that up in like 2 months when we start selling the cones online. I'm going to post a bunch of other stuff like this. This right here, these are the bus bars for 1 farad caps from Lightning Audio. Like, use them for something else. These are some ADS MX and M series amplifier boards. They should be good and working. The problem is I don't like selling them to just regular Joes, because if they get them and there's an issue, then they freak out, right? And it's like, I gotta just be able to sell this stuff and not have to worry about it. But that's one of the reasons why companies don't deal with people like that, because people are fragile, and they don't know how to, overcome and make things work. So it's like, I don't know. You got to put like a whole bunch of like warnings, like you're buying a dead board, it doesn't work, and then when you get it and it works, you're like, oh yay. I don't know. It's stupid. So, but that's one of the reasons why I'd rather just at this point, especially if I can get into real estate, I'll just scrap all this. And you guys are like, oh, that's a waste. I'm like, no, it's not, because you fucking won't handle these challenges. I give you a little challenge, like, I don't know, like a MOSFET's twisted or something like that, and you freak out. You have no, you have no confidence in yourself. You have no, I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, it makes it for easy money for people that are skilled. So like Jeremy at EBCO, fucking. One of the things I didn't like about George Sanchez of GS Amp Repair was that I drop off amps and then I get like 20 questions back. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you asking me this, dude? Like, fucking fix it. That's what and he's like, well, I don't have, like, figure it out. And then I drop off like 20, spare boards, and he's like, well, the part's not, I'm like, I don't care if the part's not on there. I'm giving you plenty of spare boards for you to, rape and pillage for other stuff. Like, think about the bigger picture, and he can't. So that's one of the reasons why I don't use George anymore either. And I'm not the only guy that's had that problem with him. I've talked to several people that have had that problem with him. So George really he's kind of an audio snob, and I didn't know that. And he likes to only fix like Audison and Hertz, and only wants to work with JL Audio and high-end brands. The reason why is because you can get more money out of those guys. Those guys are like Apple users, right? They have more money than they do time. And so they go, well, I want the best, so you gotta get it done. Here's $400 to change a fucking laptop hard drive. Okay, done. How much is the hard drive? $20. I solved this problem. So we got the W7s back. You know what's great about that W7 motor is it uses a standard 5-inch hole pattern. I didn't know that. So you can actually put a lot of really cool frames on it, like turn it into a 12 or something like that, for pretty normal mild use. Something equal to like actually be better than a P3, but yeah, you just gotta put little spacers on it because it's got the big dildo in the middle. sticking out. But we figured out you just take off this lip here, and then I think that's it. Yeah, and then we put a different bolt pattern on it, the standard 8, and then we can put a regular gasket on it. And then we just put the spider on there, which I think it's like just under 8 or something like that. I forget. I just did one where I had to change out the spider on it. And the only problem is that you got to do the magic shim with the tapeworm shim method, where it goes up the butthole and you pull them out the butthole, or underneath here. So right here, this little part. That's Jail's little vent. See how the foot is like that? It's a little tiny vent, but you can put the shims in there and then pull them out later. And what you do is you put them down like this. They go on the outside and then they go onto the inside. And the inside is really where you care about the shim. So, and then when you pull them out, you gotta like pull, and then you gotta push it up and down, and then pull, and that's how you get the shim out. So, but that's in like an old blog that I put. So, but you guys don't like to read. You just want, I just want to watch videos. Oh, I don't got time. I don't got time to read. Ooh. Well, you guys are losing out. Read, man. It's the fucking shit. So, reading is, oh my God, it makes, you get to like make up pictures in your mind. So, and then when you go see the movie, you're like, oh, I'm so disappointed. See, you'd miss out there if you didn't read. Oh yeah, here's the cone I'm going to use for the, not this one. You keep the top one there, and it's sort of like a sacrifice. So it's just going to collect dirt. That's all it's, and then you grab the fresh one underneath. You're like, oh, it's fresh. It's nice. So my wife does at the fucking grocery store. She's like, grab one from the back. So this is going to be the cone that I'm going to use for the PA driver. So that'll go there. This goes back. There you go. So when you're rich like me, you can afford to sacrifice this, right? Not really. When I get low, guess what? I dust that off and it gets used. And then sometimes I'll just reinforce the back with epoxy. And guess what? Nobody knows any better. Magic. 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 I'm doing some 2.5s. You know what's funny is these actually have a higher BL rating than like a 3-inch coil. It's got more magnet to coil ratio. It's kind of cool. This is the triple stack, and then these are going to be the quad stacks. So, but I've been doing those before I go to bed. What do I say? I say to my wife, I got to go jizz before I go to bed. And she knows that I'm not talking about jacking off. I do work. I end up doing work. I've been ignoring my prostate. Don't ignore your prostate, guys. What's this? Oh, those are dude's parts. So, whittling away. Whittling away. I really need to sell all this shit. And by the way, if you guys come up with 60 grand, you can have this place. You can have it. 60 grand, you can have everything in it. I will go to Texas. I will go make movies. I will go, well, you know, I found out there's a lot of really porn star hookers in Houston for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's the oil or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go visit those girls and see if they'll get into my MLM. That's an inside joke for me, because I tried to do that when I belonged in an MLM. I was like, I think her name was Blake Mitchell, and she was working at the Fantasy Island strip club here in Phoenix, which burned down, by the way. Had this really cool DJ place next to it, but like you go and learn how to scratch. Like I can do that at home on the toilet. But yeah, so anyways, Sunday sermon, not much of a Sunday sermon. Oh, this is the greatest thing. So I tried to sell that for like $100 forever. I had it brand new in the box. That's the Rockford Fosgate made by Delco tape player, which has a changer interface, and then they even tell you in the manual how to turn that into an auxiliary input. Well, now that there's Bluetooth, you can just put a Bluetooth module on it. So, but I pulled it out to test it from my truck because I think one of the channels is out, but I needed to test it on the bench, or maybe it's the way the guys hooked it up. I don't know. But Yeah, and then as soon as I like put it in, I posted it for like a year. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. I'm like, it's rare. It's rare. Nobody wanted it. And then, like, as soon as I installed it, hey, that's rare. I want it. Like, you're an idiot. Fucking idiot. And I'm tired. Tired of those guys. Tired of collectors. Well, I went mint. Well, then you're gonna pay. Well, I don't want to pay. Well, then you're not gonna get it then. Oh, feel sorry for me? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Oh, by the way, that guy in the what is it? It's like a Scion XB who wanted this woofer that I built on spec, who said he would come back and buy it. He didn't. He didn't come back and buy it. He traded me his dead one. He's like, I'll buy it when I come back. So guess what, dude? I'm gonna sell it. It's gonna go for $100. There you go. Presto. That's badass. Your dream woofer with the glass fiber, laminate, all that shit. Dream woofer, out the door, gone. Loser. These losers. Keep your promises, right? And if you can't keep your promises, try to negotiate. And remember, even if you're locked into a traditional negotiation agreement, like marriage, remember that your agreements are only as good as whether or not you keep them. So, and a lot of people don't believe this, and that's one of the reasons why people get divorced, is their expectations are too high, right? That's one thing they don't teach you in life, at least in American culture, is how to negotiate with other people, even when there's already a commitment in place, right? You really got to search for the win-win. Find out what they want, find out what you want, you know. Gene Simmons actually has a lot of good words of wisdom on this. So did he finally get married? Yeah. Did he give her half? I'm sure he has. Whatever. Whatever, they share a life. And he's good at what he does, and she's good at what she does. She's good at modeling, looking good, and helping him out. So she gets half. That's how it goes. I want to see somebody do a line array. I got a whole bunch of these PS69s to the ceiling. They are a Whizzer Cone 6x9. It doesn't handle a lot of power, but if you put them in a line array, like if you do 8 or 9 or even 12 in those arrangements, you can get a lot of different impedances. And I would love to see somebody do, like, you know, it's not that I'm against tube amplifiers. I'm against tube amplifiers with step-up transformers. That's what kills a tube amplifier, is those step-up transformers. What you really want to do is find out what the output section of the tube, and they have DIY kits still, I think. You want to find out what the impedance is that you can do and still get good low distortion, even if it's 16 ohm. That's fine. And then you arrange the line array like that, and so then you only need like 15 watts. Making a video, babe. Okay. So she got lunch. See, lunch is more important than you motherfuckers. Anyways, make a line array. You can get 16 ohm, 12 ohm, a lot of that stuff, for something like that. And then make some killer line arrays for super cheap. I think we're doing those for only $25 a pair, brand new in the box. I don't want to spin too fast. Here we go. See? So this is 120 watts, but they're lying. It's usually about 40 watts. Yeah, peak. 120 watts peak. So I would say about 45 full range, and then if you put a high pass filter on it, it would handle about double that. Maybe 60 watts, 75 watts. But 75 watts is a lot. Oh, by the way, I got this one in the U series. Dual 2, fresh from sundown. Didn't touch it. It's so funny when people buy stuff from me that's like a brand. They're like, "Did you touch it?" Like, you dumb motherfucker. I give a 3-year warranty on stuff that I touch. And it's funny, I even give a 3-year warranty on this, even though I haven't touched it. Touch. Fucking idiots. Did you touch it? Yeah, I molested it. Right? I broke her in for you. Now she can take your little dick, because that's what you got. You got a little dick because you're buying a brand. Good golly. Guys are stupid. So stupid. So one of the reasons I only use brand is mostly just because it's surplus, because there's tons of it, right? Like, I got to move these. I got to test all these, sell them, make some money. All these cones. These cones were all from the concept, and they were used on all different brands, right? Polk, who else? Urban Audio Works, Concept, of course, Fusion. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to go get to work. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat lunch, make a poo-poo, and then get to work on that website so I can start loading all this fucking shit for you guys to buy and make other people happy. That's where the real happiness is, making other people happy. It's easy to make yourself happy, right? Because if you're wise, right, you got a noggin and you're doing some thinking, remember what I told you? Happiness is an illusion. So is love. Love and happiness are an illusion. However, if you know this, you can purposely choose those things so that way, no matter what circumstance you're in, you can be happy and in love, right? That's some Viktor Frankl shit right there. I'll put a post to Viktor's book. Look at that. I just plugged a book because you need to read a book. Read a book. I'll do some other stuff. So I love you guys. Talk to you later.